I'm Associate Editor Joe Bardi here with Political Editor Mitch Perry. We're going to be talking about last night's very exciting Tampa mayoral primaries. Just give us a background, Mitch. What happened?
Yeah, bottom line, of course, we have Rose Ferlita and Bob Buckhorn are the two finalists. Dick Greco narrowly eked out, finished third place, very close to Bob Buckhorn. A lot of drama there. Greco is gone now. And then, of course, we have 4 city council runoff elections as well coming up. 3 people were declared victors last night, winning 50% plus. And so we've got 3 more weeks of this campaign going on.
And it was a historically poor turnout for the primary, or is that accurate?
I don't know if it's historically, but 22% is not good. I think it was right around what happened 4 years ago. But 4 years ago, Mayor Iorio basically ran against nobody. I mean, a couple of guys. I don't no disrespect to Marion Lewis and I think the former fire chief Area Green, but they got nothing. So it was like a coronation for Pam Iorio, and you had the same amount of people voting. This is a very we think it's a very important race here, and you had a lot of good candidates here, and the fact that you only did get 22% is pathetic, quite frankly.
Let's so it's going to be Ferlita versus Buckhorn.
Yeah.
Break that race down a little bit now that the other 3 are out of the way.
Sure. Now, Rose Ferlita's been in office for 12 years now. 8 as a city council member, 99 through 2006, and then 2006 to 2010 county commissioner. So she's very well known in the area. The Ferlita name is a well-known name in the Tampa area. So she's like Dick Greco in a way in that she's an Ybor City area person. The name is well established. She has a lot of friends in this community. She ran a very conservative race. Some people accused her of being a little lack of specific wise, but she basically rides on her popularity. She said last night that she knows she'll have to get a little more specific in the general. Now, Bob Buckhorn, a former Tampa City Council member from 1995 through 2003, has not been in office since then. In fact, has lost a couple times since then. He lost running for mayor in 2003.
Right.
Then he lost a House seat to Brian Blair. A county commission seat in 2004.
Yes.
And he's been basically
trying to make up for that right now.
Well, right. He's been a political consultant, but an analyst, and basically been really gearing for this thing to happen. So, and they're both interesting because she's considered a Republican. It's not a partisan race, but people care about these things. A moderate Republican, Rose Ferlita is. Bob Buckhorn, kind of a conservative Democrat. His political idol, actually both of them, I think, supported Rudy Giuliani. Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Bob Buckhorn supported a Democrat in the presidential finals, but Rose Ferlita, I know, endorsed Giuliani in 2007, 2008 before he got knocked out. And Bob has talked about Giuliani in New York, improving the city. He talks about those kind of things about improving the conditions of the city. He's very pro police, pro fire department. Probably a little more liberal on some issues than Ferlita is, and definitely was more specific during the campaign than Rose Ferlita was. It looks like he's really ready to roll out a plan here. Ferlita, I think, needs to do a little more of that in that respect.
Where is the sexy going to come from in this race? I mean, as you just described them, you sort of have these 2 established, somewhat conservative candidates. In the primary, it felt like a lot of the energy in the race came from Greco and Greco's gaffes and stuff like that. So is this going to just be like sort of 2 consummate professionals just trying to coast to the actual election?
Well, it's interesting. They used to sit next to each other actually back in the early part of the last decade actually, and Rose Ferlita has this reputation, and we've talked about it with her, of being a bit of a hothead at times, being a little intense. I don't know if Bob Buckhorn's going to try to get under her skin at some of these forums. He'd
already sort of right after he came in second. He was already saying we've laid out the specifics in writing, and Rose hasn't.
Right? Yeah, he did say that.
So he already was on the attack.
But he was also very complimentary towards her last night. Says she's a colleague. I respect her. But I think that it's hard to say though right now. It'll be interesting to see because they really butt heads. Now Ed Taranchik, who finished 4th last night, he butted heads with Rose Ferlita a lot in these forums, and she came right back at him because she will come back at you, absolutely. But Buckhorn and her, they didn't really have too much attention during this primary election, so it'll be interesting what the dynamic between the 2 of them is going to be.
I'm sure we're running out of time, so just I know there's several city council races that are still going to be up. What's the best one there?
Well, District 4 is a good one. We have 2 Democrats who are both respected, Harry Cohen and Julie Jenkins. That should be interesting. The most interesting, I think, was District 3, though, where the Tampa Tribune supported Jason Wilson, a young doctor, and the St. Pete Times supported Seth Nelson, an attorney, and neither of those guys made the top 2. It was 2 kind of famous names. It just shows you the power of name recognition. Where former Hillsborough County Commissioner Chris Hart got the most votes, and then Yoli Kapeen, who has been an interim city council member the last 5 months or so. She has been a Democratic Party activist. She also got the bid, the only female in the race there. So that was, again, the power of name recognition coming up there, not the endorsements there.
And when is Election Day?
March 22nd, 20 days from now, or 3 weeks from yesterday.
3 weeks from yesterday. All right. If you enjoyed this conversation, we'll be doing it again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on Studio 10, or it'll be online at studio10.tv. And in this week's paper, Mitch's full mayoral election coverage. So thanks. Take it easy.